Alright, what is up guys? So today we're looking at LEGO set 76239, Batman Tumbler, Scarecrow Showdown. So my brother sent me this set for my birthday. Thanks bro if you're watching this. And he was curious to see what I would do with this set. So right off the bat, I have a few ideas. But first, let's open this up and build it, and then talk about some of the ideas I was thinking about. Alright guys, so here it is, the completed set. Before I got this, I saw a lot of reviews from other channels and a bunch of videos and pictures of this set, but honestly, seeing this set in pictures and videos doesn't really do it justice. This is one of those sets that just looks a lot better in person. After completing this, I actually went and looked online at the pictures of the actual Tumbler from the Batman movie, and this is surprisingly close for the scale it's at. I mean, a lot of the details are spot on with this build, which I thought was really impressive for such a small set. If I was gonna be picky, I would say the only thing I don't really like is this roof. Everywhere else on the build, it's basically a studless model, but then you have this roof with just tons of studs on the top, and I don't think it really flows well with the design. It's not terrible, it's just a small detail that could be improved on, but other than that, the build is just really surprisingly good. Alright, so let's talk about some things we want to do here with this build. So originally I was thinking about doing some type of mech build with this, but honestly after looking at it, I just like the build so much. I kind of just want to improve on this build. And there's one thing from the Batman movie that this does not have, and that is the ability for the motorcycle to transform from these two front wheels. At this scale, that's going to be really hard to accomplish, especially with the way this frame is designed. There's a very large piece this whole chassis is built around. I think it's doable. We just might have to really redesign the internals. So that's something I want to try. I think it would be really cool if I can get that to work. It's definitely going to be really challenging, but I think it will be a lot of fun. So yeah, let's give it a try. Alright guys, so this is what I've come up with so far. So I've mostly tried to keep the front of the vehicle the same. The spacing of the tires is the same. These side pieces here are identical. The hardest part has been getting the middle to look right and then dealing with the windshields. Other than that, it seems to be going pretty good. Oh yeah, and I need to show you the actual bike part of this. So far what I have is this folds down. This can kind of fold down as well. In its current state, I have to remove the windshield for this to work, so we're going to take that off. Now there's this clip joint here. We're just going to pop that open, and then you'll see this falls out. Alright, so this is the actual bike, and you can see I used these round plates with the holes in them to achieve this bending that allows it to fold up like so. These are the handlebars. Alright, so this is the bike build I have right now. I think this might be as close as I'm gonna get for making a version of this that actually folds out of the Tumbler. So the only thing really left to do is to finish the whole windshield area, get that all cleaned up if I can. And yeah, so let's see if we can do it. Alright guys, so after a bunch of trial and error, this is basically the finished product. Now, unless you have this side by side with the original set, you're probably not going to notice that many changes. The biggest cosmetic difference is the roof. I really didn't like how studded that roof was, so I got some more tiles on here. I'm not sure if this is really accurate to how the original Tumbler looked. I just kind of thought it looked better, so either way, I like it, and I think I'm going to keep it that way. Besides the roof, there are some changes in the design of the front here, and I also changed a little bit in this rear section, but it's not that noticeable. Just a couple differences in plating and whatnot. Alright, but the point of this was not a cosmetic overhaul. So let's take a look at this motorcycle transformation. Alright, so the first part, you lift these flaps here. Next, you're going to lift these. Open the roof, remove the windshield, push this middle section down. Now we're gonna lift the tires. Alright, so the only piece that's actually holding this motorcycle in place is this clip piece right here. So we're gonna go ahead and lift that up. And then the bike falls forward like that. Now you can just pick it up and out. So this is the bike before you transform it. Let's go ahead and put it in bike mode real quick. Alright, and there is the Bat bike. Real quick, let's get Batman on here, and there you go. Alright, so now Batman's on there. So a couple things about this. It is not exactly movie accurate. One thing that the bike in the movie has are two guns that protrude from this front tire. That really wasn't feasible making this model at this scale with the functionality of it folding out of the Tumbler itself. The other problem with this bike is it's not really to scale, but the Tumbler set itself also is not, so what can you do? While it's not perfect, I think it captures the essential design of the bike. I think it's just mostly a fun feature that you can actually pull this bike out of the build and show it off. Alright, that about does it for me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments if you guys enjoy modification videos like this. I know it's kind of different from my usual mech content, but I just thought it would be something different, something kind of fun to try to do. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.